We just give people a minute. Do you want to leave the net? All right. If you're new to the class, make sure that you have 2 blocks or something similar, especially for today's class. We're going to need a lot of support. If you don't have blocks at home, you can use maybe 2 big books or water bottles. Yeah, I'll give you a couple minutes to gather the things. If you have taken class with me in the past, you probably have noticed that the internet service hasn't been really stable in my area. So hopefully we have better luck today. But if we got cut out again, usually it's like at the end of the practice. So if we got cut out again today, just do your Shavasana, even if you cannot hear me anymore or if you cannot see anymore. Yeah. Once you gathered everything, okay, let me, it's 5:30. So once you gathered everything, come to Child Pose Balasana. Push your tailbones to your heels and extend your arms forward. You can bring the thigh bones slightly wider than your shoulder distance. You can rest your torso comfortably on top of it. With each inhale, push your tailbones towards the heels so you can elongate your low back. Your eyes can be open or closed. If you choose to keep your eyes open, make sure they're rested on a spot that's not so distracting for you. Just start. Allow your natural breath to establish the connection with you, with your mind, with your body. Oftentimes, with everything else going on, we start neglecting them. And simply let the sound of the breath sink in. And if you need a little bit help with that, you can start to take some deep breath. And to start, you can take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth, just like you are fogging. Imagine the ground as a mirror in front of you and you're trying to fog that mirror. Through the inhale and exhale, feel the brush of the air that against the back of your throat. If your nose is too much pressed on the ground, which makes your breathing a little bit too restricting, you can rest your forehead on a block, the lowest height. And if you've been trying with that deep inhale and exhale, in the next round, seal the lips, but keep the same texture of your breath. You still feel the air that brushing against the back of your throat.
And let this Ujjayi breath sending the heat all the way to your center. And radiate through your whole body from the center. And with you getting deeper into this pranayama practice, you might notice that the sound of your breath is getting louder and louder. And to some extent, might remind you of the sound of the waves. And so sometimes people referring this breathing practice as breath of ocean. And just like the ebbing and the flow of the waves, let the air coming in through and flow out. Along with that was the movement of your side bodies, your chest, your rib cage. And just be gentle and patient with it. You can choose to stay in this pranayama as long as you like to. And if you're ready to flow, come up onto table pose. Wrist right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. You can flow through some cow and cat on your own pace. Feel free to add any variations to your cow and cat. When you're back to the neutral place, bring your feet together and bring your feet to both of them to the right side and walk your left hand to the front and melt your chest toward the ground. Even we're in an asymmetric posture right now, still pay attention to the center of you. Until most of us, we can use navel as a reference. Rotate the left shoulder and your left side body toward the ground. Take one more deep inhale, breathe all the way into the left armpit. And exhale, start slowly, walk your left hand back and squeeze your heels toward the sit bones and release your feet to the left side. And walk your right hand toward the front and melt your chest toward the ground. Take a deep inhale, press firmly into the right hand and let the sit bones push towards the heels so you can stretch out a little bit of your right outer hip. Then round of next exhale. And walk your right hand back to center. Bring your feet both back to center. Walk your hands one handprint forward and tuck your toes. Push your hips towards the ground, towards the heels, and straighten your legs. Lift your tailbones up toward the sky into a downward facing dog. Bend your legs as much as you need to, and keep some soft bend in your elbows as well. This is the first down dog of yours today. Make some bend into the one leg and another. You can also rock into high plank, then come back to downward facing dog. So you can gradually make space behind your knees. And find your stillness in this downward facing dog. We're going to use this downward facing dog at the center of our practice today. So if this does not make sense to you or is too much for your wrist, you can always come down to child pose as a substitute. In down dog, bring the feet together. Lift up your left leg, open your left hip, stack your left hip over the right, and press firmly into the left hand so your shoulders still relevantly parallel to the ground. Bend your left leg. You can draw some big circles with the left knee. If you're circling with the left knee, make sure you switch direction. Next time when you lower down, draw your left knee to tap your right elbow. Inhale, kick your left leg back. And exhale, draw your left knee, tap your right elbow. One more time. And this time, kick your left leg straight out. Right arm up, foreign triangle. Keep pushing your hips toward the sky. And even your left hand is a supporting point at this moment. Press firmly into the pinky edge of your left foot and right foot as well. So you create a triangle and find the center. And release your hips down. Let me turn around so you can see me. Point your toes toward the sky. Press the back of the knees toward the ground. Bring the hands in front of you. Inhale, reaching tall to the crown of the head. And exhale, hinge toward the front to your sacrum. And start walk your hands back towards you. Open your arms towards the side, outside into a T. And turn your chest to the left side. Right hand to the left foot. And come back to center. Left hand to the left foot, right foot. Come back to center. Right hand to the left foot. You can pop yourself onto a folded blanket to give your pelvis a little bit extra height. Next time on your left foot to the left side, actually left hand to the right foot. Bring the right hand down. Actually, this is what happens when I switch side. Right hand to the left foot. And bring your left hand down and swing your right arm by your right ear and press your hips up toward the sky. And release it down. Left hand to the right foot. Come
Back to center, left hand down, and right arm by the right ear, and push your hips up. Release your hips down, one more time. Press your left hand to the right foot, and bring the left hand behind you, and press your hips up. Release your hips down. Use your hands to support. Actually, last time when, excuse me about this mess, shouldn't have turned around. Step your left foot forward. We'll all meet in low lunge with the left foot forward. And bend into your left leg. Find the blocks if you have them. And pull your chest forward into low lunge. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Pin your left hip toward the back. Inhale. Now exhale, pin your left hip back. One more time. And this time, when you're folding forward, you can turn your left foot side to side to activate muscles behind the left leg. And hugging the right thigh bones toward the midline to support the center. You can stay here. Option to bring a block underneath your right hand and release your left hand toward the sky. Continue to press the back of the leg down toward the ground. Come back to center. Bend back into the left foot. And press both hands down. And cross the left knee in front of the right. And start walk yourself. Sit your hips down into a Gomukhasana, cow face seated pose. I actually don't have a blanket with me today, but you can prop a block, a folded blanket underneath your sacrum. And just sit here, let the outer hips being stretched. If this does not work for you, you can get simply cross your legs with your left shin at the front into Sukhasana. And either way, cross your legs, use the hands to support yourself, hugging your knees, your legs into each other, and rise all the way up. Raise arms up. Left hand grab your right wrist and side bend to the left. Come back to center. Right hand grab left wrist, side bend to the right. Back to the center, fold over the legs. Uttanasana with your legs crossed. Walk your hands to the front. Maintain straight of the legs. Untangle your legs. Knees up or down, and bend through the elbows, hugging the elbows toward the center, and release all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release down. One more time. Inhale, lift the chest up, and this time option to extend both arms into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Next, exhale, press the tailbones up toward the sky, downward facing dog. We'll do the other side. Hopefully I wouldn't mess around this side. Inhale, extend your right leg up. Bend your right knee. Shift some
extra weight into the right hand so your shoulder is still parallel to the ground. Bend the right leg and you can draw some big circles with the right knee. And take a deep inhale. Now exhale, tap the left elbow with the right knee. Inhale, kick the leg back. Now exhale, right knee into the left elbow. One more time. This time, kick your right leg out. Extend your left arm up. Press your hips toward the sky. Fallen triangle. And release your hips down. And sit into a wide leg spread. Take a deep inhale, reaching tall through the crown of the head. Now exhale, walk the hands toward the front and hinge through the pelvis. Melt your chest toward the front. Point the toes toward the sky. Flex both feet. And start slowly walking your hands back towards you. And open your arms towards the T. And bring the left hand to the right pinky toe. And come back to center. Right hand to the left pinky toe. And back to center. Same as the other side, you can prop something underneath your sacrum. And let's just switch side to side. And each twist, we're twisting from the center point. And next time, with your left hand to the right pinky, release your right hand down. And press your left arm. Bring the left arm by your left ear and press your hips up. And release your hips down. And bring the right hand to the left pinky. Bring the right hand back towards the ground. Left arm up by the left ear. Press the hips up. And release the hips down. Swing your right hand to the left pinky. Right hand back to the ground behind the hips. Left arm by the left ear. Press the hips up. One more time. And release your left hand down and step your right foot in between the hands into a low lunge. Release your left knee down. Find the blocks if you have them. If you don't have the blocks, you can rest your hands on top of the right thigh. Find your center in this low lunge, hugging both thigh bones toward the midline. Once you're ready, hands on the blocks. Take a deep inhale, spread the collarbones. Now exhale, straighten your right leg, pin your right hip back. Inhale, bend into right leg. Exhale, straighten your right leg. One more time. And this time, you can swing your right foot side to side gently. Swing the backward here. So move your right foot side to side gently. Just explore a little bit the back of your right leg. We're using a lot of muscles that we don't usually use. And stretching a lot of that TV band, which is the fascia on our leg, connecting the tissues. And once you find back to center, bring the left hand onto a block, right hand on the hips, and turn your chest to the right side. Option to raise your right arm up toward the sky.
Take a deep inhale, reaching tall to the right fingertips. And exhale, revolve through the spine. Release both hands down. Bend into your right leg again. Bring the right foot back, cross the right knee in front of your left, and sit your tailbones back. Your hands can grab the opposite feet. And reaching tall through the crown of the head and sit your tailbones down into the ground. Whenever you're ready, cross the legs. Use the hands to support yourself. Rise all the way up. Keep the cross of the legs and rise onto the balls of the feet, if that works for you. Hugging your legs tightly into each other, both arms up, and side bend to the left. Come back to center, side bend to the right. And fold over the legs. Walk your hands toward the front. Untangle your legs. You can keep the knees up or down and bend to the elbows. You can release all the way down to the belly or halfway Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, pull chest forward into upward facing dog. And exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. And exhale, hand through heart center, Tadasana. In this Tadasana, rest your gaze on something that I'm moving. You can also close eyes. And shift the weight around on your feet. Just get a little bit more intentional in this Tadasana. And see if you can find a center point in this Tadasana. It's usually a little bit easier to find it when you're not moving, when you're not rushing. You can draw a line imaginary line from the right shoulder to the left foot, and left shoulder to the right foot. And pay attention to that point where the two lines cross. Engage front of your legs. Pull your navel toward the spine. And slowly blink your eyes open. We'll flow some rounds of water salutation as what we did last week, but if you prefer the traditional sun salute, please go forward. Otherwise, cross your left foot in front of the right, both arms up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Step your right foot to the left back corner of the mat. Release your right knee down, hugging the crisscross legs into the center, both arms up, hands down. Bring the left foot in front of the right and push into a downward facing dog. Rock forward into a crisscross leg high plank, knees up or down. Bend to the elbows. Inhale, pull into a back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Step right foot to the left hand. Release left knee down. Both arms up, keep hugging both thigh bones to the midline. Exhale, hands down. Step your left foot behind the right. Rise all the way up, hugging your legs into each other. Exhale, hand through heart center. Raise arms up and fold over the legs. Step your left foot to the right back corner of the mat. Release your left knee down. Both arms up. And hands down. Step your right foot in front of the leg. Push your tailbones up. Rock forward into a high plank. And exhale, bend through chaturanga. Inhale. Back bend of your choice. And exhale, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the right hand. Release your right knee down. Both arms up. And hands down. Gently step your right foot behind the left. Rise all the way up. And exhale, hand through heart center. We'll flow through one more round together. Arms up. Fold over the legs. Step your right foot back to the left back corner of the mat. Release your right knee down, both arms up. Hands down. Step your left foot in front of the right, cross the legs. Rock forward into a high plank. Take a deep breath in and exhale, bend to the elbows. Inhale. Back bend of your choice. The exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Step your right foot to the left hand. Release your left knee down. Both arms up. And exhale, hands down. Step your left foot behind the right. Rise all the way up. And exhale, hand to heart center. Raise your arms up. Fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Step your left foot to the right back corner of the mat. Release your left knee down. Both arms up. Hands down. Step your right foot in front of your left. Rock forward into a high plank with your left leg on the top. Bend through the elbows. Inhale. Pull chest forward. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the right thumb. Release your right knee down. Both arms up by the ears. Hands down. Step your right foot behind the left, hugging the legs into each other. Steadily rise all the way up and through heart center. Float one more round on your own so you can give yourself that private space to find that center. And if it does not make sense to you, it's perfectly fine if you decide to go for traditional Sun A or Sun B, or rest in child pose if that's what you feel like you need. Flow with your own pace. That's only you know where your center is. It's also only you know what's your pace. You're still flowing. Take your time. If you arrived to the front of the mat already, come sit into Malasana yoga squat. Heels in, toes out. Press your elbows in the thigh bones. If it's too much on your knees and your heels, you can slide a block and then use your sacrum to catch your bum. Do whatever you need to make this pose a little bit more resting. If you arrived into the Malasana already, and if you like to try some Kapalabhati skull shining breath, raise up your arms, twist to both hands, and point your big thumbs toward the back. If that feels awkward to you, you can just keep your hands down as well. Maybe even just to create a basket with your hands in front of your belly. For a lot of people, you might need support underneath your hips at this point. For Kapalabhati, you take a half breath in. Then you snap your belly toward the spine. In each cycle, when you snap everything out, naturally half a breath in will flow in. But if only half a breath flow in, you'll snap it out right away. Just like that. You can do it about 30 times. Traditional people raise their arms by the ears. But you can totally just create a basket in front of your belly. If you are expecting light coming, or if you've been having some abdominal pain, skip it, stay in this Malasana and practice Ujjayi breath again. Wherever you are, you can stay here. You can also bring the arms around your knees and fold over. But if you like to try some arm balancing today, release your hands in front of you, shoulder distance, bring the feet together. If this is the first time you try Bakasana, crow pose, you can step yourself onto a block. And hugging your knees into your upper arm bones. And lean your chest toward the front. Pull one heel towards the sit bone. And release it down and try the other side. If you're an experienced practitioner, release your hands down, hugging your knees into your upper arm bone. And gaze slightly forward. Keep hugging your elbows towards each other, just as we did in Chaturanga. And pull both heels toward the sit bones. If you did arm balancing, once you come out, shake your hands around. Also step your feet onto your palms. You can do this even if you didn't do the arm balancing as well. This is really good for your wrist generally, especially if you tend to work with keyboard and computers a lot. And then we'll all meet in Tadasana, standing pose. Once you arrive in Tadasana, find the blocks, bring the tallest height right underneath your shoulders. Rest your hands on top of them. Adjust your feet so you're kind of in a table, but in a tall table. Take a deep inhale, reaching toward the front. And draw your left knee into your left armpit. Inhale, kick the left leg toward the back. Bring the left hip down a little bit so it's on the even level with the right hip. Draw the left knee into left armpit. And kick the left leg toward the back. One more time. And exhale, kick the left leg toward the back. Support your warrior 3. Stand firmly onto the right leg. Imagine the steel left leg underneath you, supporting that center of you. And step the left foot back, both arms up. Bend into the right leg, go high lunge. Next, tap your left knee down, turn your chest toward the right, cactus your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, rise up, chest forward, high lunge. Next, tap your left knee down, squeeze your shoulder blades together, cactus your arms. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, tap your left knee down. And this time, bring the left elbow on top of the right thigh and blanket that left fist with your right hand. Use a push between two hands. Help to revolve your chest toward the sky. Take a deep inhale, lengthen to the crown of the head. Next, release both hands down. Walk yourself to the left side, bend into the left leg, straighten the right, point your right toes toward the sky. And we'll switch sides, Skandasana. Bend into the right leg, left toes toward the sky. You decide how frequent you'd like to switch side to side. And next time when you to the back leg, release your elbows down toward the ground. If they're too far away from you, you can slide the blocks underneath your elbows. So your elbows are close to your left knee enough they can hugging into each other. Create the resistance between your left knee and your left elbow, while the rest of the body is more in a and bend into right leg again. Bend into right leg and step your right foot toward the back. Left hand down underneath your left shoulder. Right arm all the way up, side plank. Next, right elbow down. And spin your heels toward the right side, left arm up. Bring the left elbow down as well. You can release your knees down at this point. Forearm plank. And release your pelvis down whenever you're ready. And pull your chest forward, pull your elbows toward your pelvis. Sphinx pose. And push your hands by the chest. Push your hips back into a child pose. And straighten both legs into a downward facing dog. Step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Raise all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center. We'll do the other side. Find the blocks, bring them tallest height, the front of the mat. Both hands on the blocks. Adjust your feet, make sure they're right underneath your hips. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head. Find the center point first. And whenever you're ready, after finding that center point, imagine there's still a right leg supporting you while you draw the right knee into the right armpit. And kick the right leg toward the back. Inhale, draw the right knee into the right armpit. Exhale, kick the right leg back. One more time. And exhale, kick the right leg back. Standing strong on the left leg. Still connected to the center point. And release your right foot down. Raise up your arms by the ears. Bend into the left leg. And press the back of the right knee upwards. Inhale, reaching up to both fingertips. Now exhale, turn your chest to the left side. Bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together and tap your right knee down. Inhale, arms up, chest facing forward. Now exhale, turn to the left, squeeze your shoulder blades together, tap your right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Now exhale, one more time. And rest your right elbow outside of the left thigh. And fist your right hand and blanket your right hand with your left hand. Use the resistance between the right fist and left hand. Inhale, reaching front to the crown of the head. Now exhale, revolve through the spine. Keep hugging both thigh bones to the midline. And release both hands down. Walk yourself to the right side. Bend into the right leg, straighten the left. And side to side. Next time when you bend into the right leg, release your elbows down. You can use the support of the blocks to connect the elbows to the earth. And hugging your right knee into the right upper arm bone. And slowly walk yourself back to the front. Bend into the left leg again. Step your left foot back. Adjust your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, left arm up. You can release your knees down if you need the support. Side plank. And exhale, left elbow down. Right arm up. Release your right elbow down. Forearm plank. Whenever you're ready to come down to the support, you can release your pelvis down. Flip your feet, top of feet onto the ground, and pull your elbows towards you, and push your chest away from you. Sphinx pose. And whenever you're ready, bring the hands by the chest, push your hips toward the heels. And tuck your toes, straighten both legs into a downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Step by step or half forward. You can take 1 step, 2 steps, you can take many steps. And rise all the way up. Hand to our center by the side Tadasana. Rearrange the blocks again, the tallest height at the front of the mat. We'll add a little bit of variation to what we just did. Hands on the blocks. And adjust the feet to make sure they're right underneath your hips. Find the center point and use it. It might not be on the ground, but still use it as a foundation to your balancing posture. Inhale, lengthen toward the front. Draw the left knee into the left armpit. And kick the left leg toward the back. Bend the left knee into the left elbow. Kick the left leg back. One more time. Paying a little bit more attention to the right foot while lifting the back of the left leg toward the sky. You can stay here. You can also lift one arm or both arms away from the blocks to form a prayer in front of your chest into a warrior three. And if you like to change your upper body strength more, you can extend the arms by the ears toward the front. Release your left foot down, both arms by the ears, high lunge. Bend into right leg. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, tap your left knee down, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, tap your left knee down. One more time. Bring the left elbow outside of your right foot, right knee. Fist your left hand and blanket the left foot with your right hand. Option to stay here. Option to lift your back knee up, twisting to the right side. Hugging your right outer hip in. And release both hands down. And walk your hands to the left side. Bend into the left leg, straighten the right. Bend in the right, straighten the left. Move to Skandasana on your own pace. Once you arrive to the back leg again, rest your elbows down to the ground and press your left knee into the left upper arm bone. Bend into the right leg again. Walk yourself to the front. Step your right foot back to meet with your left. Spin your heels toward the left side. Right arm up into a side plank. Option to stay here. Option to bring the right arm by the right ear. Option to lift up your right leg. And draw your right elbow into your right knee in front of you. Inhale, extend both limbs. Exhale, draw your right knee and your right elbow in front of you. One more time. And release your right elbow down, left hand up. Left elbow down into a forearm plank. Release the pelvis down, Sphinx pose. Come to the home base. At this point, your center point very likely being supported on the ground. Just give it this moment. And hands by the chest. Push yourself into a child pose. And rise all the way up into a downward facing dog. Step by step, can be many steps. You can also hop forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down, right all the way up into Tadasana. We finished last round. The blocks, tallest height at the front of the mat. Hands on the blocks. Adjust the feet. Inhale, lengthen through the spine toward the front of the room. And exhale, let everything out. use the help of the breath to help you to locate the center point of you. And draw the right knee into the right upper arm bone. Inhale, extend the right leg long toward the back. Exhale, draw the right knee into the right upper arm bone. Inhale, kick the right leg straight and long. One more time. And when you arrive at the supported warrior 3, imagine there's still something that in where the right leg was to support you. You can start float one hand off from the block or even both. Lift up to the center point. Imagine you're being lifted up by multiple strings. Option to extend the arms by the ears. Release the right foot down, both arms up. Bend the left leg, press the back of the right knee up, high lunge. Exhale, tap the right knee down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left side, squeeze the shoulder blades together. One more time, cactus the arms. And rest the right elbow outside of the left knee. And blanket your right wrist with the left palm. Revolve your chest toward the sky. Lift both hands. Walk yourself to the right side. Bend into the right leg. And switch side. Bring your back to the right leg again. Release the elbows down to the ground. And hugging that right knee into the right up arm bone. I don't know what's up with today's weather. It might be the humidity. Every time I try to speak, I just get this sweat from my face into my mouth. So I apologize if you're just hearing me mumbling through the practice today. Come back to the front and bend into the left leg and step your left foot back. Release your heels toward the right side. Extend the left arm up. Option to bring the left arm by the left ear. Option to float your left leg off from the ground. And draw your left knee and your left elbow towards each other. Inhale, extend. Exhale. One more time. Release your left elbow down to the mat. And turn your chest to the right side. Right arm up. And right elbow down. Forearm plank. And release pelvis down. Pull your elbows towards you. Sphinx pose. Press the back of the top of your feet into the ground. And hands by the chest, push yourself into a balasana. You can stay here as long as you like. If you like to try more arm balancing today, come up onto a downward facing dog. And step by step, a hop forward. And sit into a Malasana. So even if you want to try more arm balancing for today, you can go back to Bakasana crow pose that I demonstrated earlier. And if you feel today is the day for you for Ekapada Bakasana, one leg crow pose, I feel like it's gonna be risky for me to do it today because my arm is so slippery right now. Same as the same setup as Bakasana crow pose. Hands in front of you, shoulder distance, and lift your tailbones up. Rock yourself on the weight onto the palms, and come into a crow pose first, and hugging the elbows in. You can extend one leg toward the back. My arms are really slippery today. And you can try the other side as well. I'm gonna just skip the other side because my whole mat is like a puddle right now. And as before, if you did the arm balancing, do something that will to release the tension from your wrist. Just some hand swing or roll around your wrist. Once you're ready, even if you're in child pose, come down to your back. And slide a block underneath your sacrum. Release arms by the side. If you're still trying one leg crow pose, take your time to experiment. We all meet here. If you already arrived in supported bridge pose, take this time to reconnect with the breath if you feel like you lost it somewhere. Especially if you have tried some arm balancing, oftentimes we throw off our breath. So use this chance to reconnect with the center point. If you've been trying the arm balancing, extend both of the legs out. Just reopen the space at the front hip. If you feel your hips needs more height, you can stack two blocks, the lowest height, and stack them together on top of each other. But do make the support as stable as possible. If you're on a block, turn the block into the lowest height. And cross the right ankle over the left knee. Use the right hand, gently push the right knee open. Option to stay here. Just let the space be made in the right hip socket. Option to draw both legs into the chest. Feed the right arm through the window. And clasp the left hand with the right hand with the right pinky outside in front of the left shin. And once you arrive there, draw the left knee into the chest and by opening your elbows to the sides. The press of the right elbow into the right knee will continue. Press the right knee to open. And which means we'll also stretch the right outer hip. And just let all the heat has been generated, radiate through the body from the center point that you located through the practice. One more big breath. And exhale, let everything go. Bring the legs, the feet back to the ground. And cross the left ankle with the right knee. Use the left hand, gently open the left knee. Flex the left foot. Take a deep breath in. And draw the right knee into the chest and thread the left arm through the window and clasp the hands with the left pinky outside in front of the right shin. Take a deep inhale. Imagine you're still elongating even though you're hugging everything together. And exhale, bend to the left elbow. Bend the right elbow toward the right side, hugging both knees close to the chest. And oftentimes, different sides react differently to the same posture. Be patient and non-judgmental. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, release the feet back to the ground. Readjust the block and re-extend the legs long again because we just did a little bit more compression at the front hips. And let's open it a little bit more again before we close the practice today. Once you're ready, remove the block, lift the hips slightly up and slide the block away. Bring the sole of the feet together and let the knees drape open. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can slide the blocks underneath your thigh bones to catch the weight. And this is the last bit of posture for today's practice. If you have anything else in your mind, use this chance to go for it. Ideally, it's something that can help you to settle better in your Shavasana. And whenever you're ready, sprawl out your legs and your arms. Gradually close your eyes if you haven't done so. Or rest your eyes onto a steady point if closing your eyes does not work for you. And just let the mat catch your weight. Shavasana. If you're not rushing to anywhere after the practice, please feel free to stay where you are. If you're ready to come out, start wiggling your toes, your fingertips. And gently sway your head, your neck side to side. Knowing that your center point is still being supported by the ground. You have as much time as you need to navigate yourself back to life. And roll yourself onto one side. and carefully practice that transition just as thoroughly as any other posture tonight. Bring yourself into a comfortable seat. Rest your palms on top of your thighs. Eyes still closed or gaze still on a steady point. And we always say that asana practice just serves as a container for our mind practice. So as much as it's been looking for our center point physically today through the practice, knowing that our breathing is the other center point that serves the bridge between our practice, our physical practice, and our mind practice. And for that reason, take a couple more long breaths. And if it resonates with you, gather the hands in front of the heart and bow the head toward the heart. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. If you have any question or feedback, feel free to unmute yourself or email me.